Welcome to this virtual event for Take Our Kids to Work Day 2020. To view the event in French, turn on live captions and subtitles. Select Captions/Subtitles On in your video controls. To change the caption language, select Settings, Captions/Subtitles and choose French. Bienvenue à cet événement virtuel pour la journée Invitons nos jeunes au travail 2020. Pour visionner l'événement en français, activez les sous-titres dans les paramètres de la vidéo. Pour changer la langue de sous-titrage, sélectionnez Paramètres, sous-titres français.
Good morning and welcome everybody. My name is Veronica Szynski. I'm a portfolio leader at Safe Work Manitoba. We provide support to employers, workers, and safety committees here in Manitoba to help them ensure their workplaces are safe. I'm also part of the team that created a young worker injury prevention strategy that's specifically focused on reducing young worker injuries. First up is Melissa Snyder. Melissa is an electrician apprentice, also known as a shift control technician apprentice with Bruce Power in Kincardine, Ontario. We also have Michelle Gilbert from New Brunswick. If you watch the Your Future Now program, you know that Michelle is currently a hairstylist as well as an armed forces veteran and mechanic. And we'll also be speaking with Dwight Simpson. Dwight is a distribution system technologist at Toronto Hydro. And now our panelists will share a little more about themselves and their work before we return for a live discussion with them.
Engineering Tech. Hi, my name is Melissa Snyder. I completed the Electrical Engineering Technician course at Georgian College and was hired at Bruce Power in 2018 as a control technician apprentice. The apprenticeship program here is great. They rotate us to different departments to diversify our skill set as well as provide us with trade school. A lot of my current job is calibrating and troubleshooting devices to make sure everything is working as it should. Some other examples of control technician jobs are specializing in valves and thermography, electrical, turbine maintenance, and safety systems. Bruce Power is the largest nuclear plant in the world. It is incredible to be a part of a company that provides 30% of Ontario's power. If this sounds like something that you might be interested, there is 2- and 3-year college programs that you could look into, such as electrical, instrumentation and control, electronics, and power. Thanks for your time.
Hi, I'm Michelle Gilbert. I am a hairstylist. As a hands-on person, I'm all about the skill trade because it allows me to put my creative side, my brain, and my hands to work on a daily basis. I've learned with the skill trade that if I wanted to be successful, I had to put all my passion, my energy into my work on a daily basis. I'm able today to make people feel better and to give back to my community. So as a military member, I was serving my country for 12 years, and now I'm giving back by doing hair on the street, competing with Skills Canada. I went to Paris and we actually finished second in the world, and I wouldn't change a thing. The skill trade allows me to be successful and to not worry about what my day is going to look like tomorrow. I've worked with people in a hair salon for a year after I got out of the military, and those people I'm forever grateful because they were amazing to me. As a hairstylist, there's so much that we can accomplish, like competition with Skills Canada, give back to the community, work in a hair salon, have your own business, and be able to be really successful. What I love about my job today is I'm able to decide what I want to do every day. I'm able to give back, work with the youth all at once. I'm able to compete and be successful and be happy because I'm passionate about it. I'm extremely passionate about the skill trade for those reasons. So if the skilled trade is actually for you, then it was for me. And I hope that you find your passion, and that you're happy with it. And the skilled trade allows me to be happy on a daily basis.
Hi, my name is Dwight Simpson, and I'm a DST apprentice, and I work at a 500 Commissioner Street. I went to Georgian College for the 3-year advanced diploma in electrical engineering technology. And then from there, I did 2 co-ops at Toronto Hydro, doing design work in Scarborough location. And I also did a co-op for a high voltage contractor. The role or job description of a DST, it varies. There's lots of different aspects within our job. So we can be doing anything from maintenance to capital projects to commissioning new switchgear, working at customer load breaks, infrared scanning, protection and control, SCADA work. You could be working in a bucket truck doing maintenance on a pole top RTU. And we also work with various work groups such as CPCP, which is underground. We work with the Control Authority and the Planning and Design Department. What I've enjoyed about my apprenticeship the most so far is being involved in the capital project that you see behind me. So right now we're at Strawn Station and we're installing new state-of-the-art SF6 switchgear. And it's been quite the process being involved with the engineering and design team to adapt this European equipment to Toronto Hydro standards. The group of people that I work with are all awesome. They have a good sense of humor. We're always having lots of laughs. And each and every day I learn something from them. And obviously the career that I work in can be very dangerous at times, and I trust every single person here. And that's very important, coming to work every day knowing that you can trust people that you're going to be working with and also have a good time. The advice I would offer to someone interested in a career in the trades is find something that you're passionate about. And once you find a career that you're interested in, find out what the requirements are. So for this trade, one of the requirements is a 3-year diploma, and they also offered 3 co-op terms, which I found the most beneficial, because that's where you get to network and meet potential employers and also get hands-on experience. And in the trades, that's what it's all about. It's getting your hands dirty and learning on site.
Okay, that was excellent. So the videos have given us a little introduction to Michelle, Dwight, and Melissa. And now we're all here in person. Do you, Dwight, Melissa, and Michelle, do you all want to give a hello to all the people out there?
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Great, thank you. The first question I have, I'll address to Melissa. What is an apprenticeship, and do you only do them in the skilled trades?
Hi. Yes, so all skilled trades have apprenticeships. Apprenticeship is the first step you'll have to take to be able to write for your license. It is paid, hands-on learning. It is alongside a licensed trade person. You will also do trade school, and the apprenticeships usually run for about 4 to 5 years. So there's a lot of time to enhance your skills, actually be comfortable in what you do.
Okay, great. That's an awesome answer. Thank you so much. I'm sure that's going to be valuable for the kids out there listening today. I have one for Michelle now. How did you decide to change from a mechanic to a hairdresser?
It's 2 different trade, I can tell that. I decided to change just because I wanted to more be in contact with like people and actually not talk to an engine. So that was my reason behind it. And actually, when we were stuck in the field for 3 months with the military, I used to cut the boys' hair when they look a little weird. So I really, really enjoyed that. So this is why I was like, I should be a hairstylist. Why not? So I'm the type of person I really love to learn. So that was a new thing. And yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. And that really shows that you can try many different things until you find the one that sticks for you.
Yes,
next up, I have a question. Sorry, I have a question for Dwight. How did you decide you wanted to be an electrical engineer technician? And did you consider any other trades?
So originally I started off as a residential electrician. Both my uncles are electricians, so I started off wiring houses. And then I discovered in the wintertime, it's not so fun drilling and pulling wire, it gets freezing cold. So then that's when I decided to further my education, and I went to Georgian College and I pursued their 3-year program. And actually I worked at Honda, the car plant before that, and I was very interested in the robotics aspect. So I was originally going to go into robotics, but then ended up choosing the path of working for a utility after doing a couple co-ops with Toronto Hydro.
That's excellent. Thank you. And I've also found it very interesting that all 3 of you have just found that job that you're really passionate about. So that's really inspiring. I have a question now for all 3 of you to answer. Knowing how important safety is with all 3 of your jobs, can you talk about what safe work looks like with what you do? And maybe, can I start with you, Dwight?
Sure. So I personally think that with my job working as a DST in stations, safety starts with the crew that you're working with from day to day. And it's very important that everybody's on the same page, and that especially the younger apprentices are not afraid to ask questions. And myself as a journeyman, I don't know all the questions, and even if I don't have an answer to their questions, I'll make sure that I get it for them. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to make sure that we have that open dialogue amongst coworkers. And then Toronto Hydro also has lots of safety protocols in terms of like a tailboard. So that's something that a document we have to do before we start work every day, which outlines the risks and how we can potentially mitigate those. And then we also have our personal protective equipment, which is referred to as PPE. So for example, what I'm wearing right now, this is called FR clothing. So you got to make sure that, especially when you're doing high risk tasks like switching, that you have all your proper protective equipment on.
Great, thanks, Dwight. Melissa, do you want to jump in and talk about safety in your job?
Yeah, Dwight nailed it. As an apprentice, we have pre-job briefs before every job, and I am to ask every question. If I don't know what is happening, I am supposed to ask the question. That is what an apprentice's job is for.
Exactly, thank you. And last but not least, Michelle.
My answer is going to be a little interesting because as a hairstylist, it's not as dangerous as the other 2, I guess. But if you do a bad haircut, it can be dangerous. So for me, it's always to ask question to my client, or ask question of really what they want, to make sure that I'm giving them the best as I can. And as for safety, just with this pandemic, we have to wear masks and we have to disinfect everything. So this is the big thing right now for safety, is taking all the precaution to make sure that everybody stays safe and healthy. So that's pretty much what it is for me.
That's excellent, and that's often what my message to young workers is: don't be afraid to ask questions. There truly is no stupid question out there, because if you have a question, odds are somebody else has the exact same question. So yes, yeah, great answers. Thank you so much. And definitely with the pandemic, that has changed our response to safety. Everybody has a heightened awareness of it, that's for sure. Okay, Melissa, this one gets at how to find a job as a skilled tradesperson. The question is, how did you get your job at Bruce Power?
So I was in the 2-year electrical engineering technician at Georgian College, and I first applied as a co-op placement. I did my 4 months there. Once I graduated, there was a listing for an intern. So I did a year as an intern at Bruce Power as a shift control technician. And I showed what skill I have, and I was able to become an apprentice just by an interview, like skill and good grades in college.
Okay, so yeah, be diligent with studying and get good grades, and just get out and apply for those jobs. Good, great advice. An interesting question from Michelle here. Michelle, were you the only female mechanic when you were in the Army? And if so, what was that like?
as I remember, there was a lot of weapon techs and stuff that are females, but as a mechanic, I'm pretty sure I was the only one. Or I'm pretty sure there was a lot more men's than female, I guess, with the trade. So it was intimidating, I guess, at first. And then I'm a strong-willed person, so I just break through all the mans, and I showed them that I could do as much of a good job as them. So this what it was like for me. My boys are like my brothers now, so I proved myself enough, and as much as it was really scary at first, I just took my first step and joining the group, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome and really inspiring for other women out there. Don't feel restricted to being in a certain trade. Go out and try whatever you're interested in. Thank you. Back to you, Dwight. A question here about the connection between your education and job. What didn't you learn at school that's important for your job now?
So I would say that school for me, I found that created like the foundation in terms of my education. And you also learn a lot of people skills, because when you enter the workforce, you're going to be working with a lot of different people and everyone has their own personalities. You're going to jive and get along with some people and others you're not. And you have to just learn to work together with everybody. But I personally think that the real learning starts on the job. So for example, working for an electrical utility, every utility is kind of its own beast and has their own different makes and manufacturers of equipment. So you got to get to know the intricacies with various equipment that you're going to be working with, right? So I guess to round up that question, look at schooling as building like that base of knowledge, but the real learning, in my opinion, starts when you start getting your hands dirty and you start working in the field, working with your journey persons. And the beautiful thing about the trades is you're never going to be an expert and you're never going to know everything. The learning never ends. So that's what I really love about working in the trades.
Okay, great. Thank you. We've got some really interesting questions coming in. This one is for Michelle. Would the military be part of the skill trade?
I think the military is like put as like a little village. So you get police, you get electrician, you get all those people, you get plumbers, military plumbers. They look good in green. And actually so I really believe that the military is actually a skilled trade on its own, because all the training were a soldier first, and then they put you in a group of people and say, hey, go and do this. So to me, the military itself is a skilled trade. Just, yeah, I really do believe it is.
Great, that's awesome. Another question, do you think skilled trades are usually more labor intensive than others? Melissa, do you want to tackle that one?
I would say skilled trades are definitely skilled. They are not always more labor intensive at all.
Right.
It's a pretty wide range of skilled trades.
Yeah. So do you find in your job that like it's hands-on, you're using your hands, but not necessarily labor intensive?
Well, being in The Apprentice is I do most of the running or pulling the cable. So I do a lot of the harder work when I have to prove myself.
Okay, thank you. Here's another interesting one. What are the pros and cons of skilled trades compared to a university degree? Dwight, do you want to weigh in on that one?
Yeah, I'll tackle this one. And actually, personally, when I was in high school, I found that there was kind of a stigma. So I found that most kids were leaning towards wanting to take those university, because it's either college or university courses. And in high school, you got to decide which ones you're going to start doing, and that's going to lead you towards either going to university and college. And I found that back then there was kind of a stigma towards people who wanted to go to college. It's kind of looked down upon. And I think that it's very important to eliminate that stigma, because a lot of people that I went to school with who did go to university, unfortunately, in terms of like salary and just job satisfaction, and they're not, a lot of my friends aren't doing as well as I am working in the trades. So I really want to work towards eliminating that stigma where people think that getting your hands dirty or working in the trades is not a good career. It's definitely a very fulfilling career.
and there's a huge need for people to be working in the skilled trades.
Okay, thank you so much. This has been really interesting for me as well. And I'm sure we've given a lot of great information to all of the students out there who are listening in. Thanks to all of you from across Canada who participated in today's event. Thanks to our panelists for your engagement today, and to our youth, employers, educators, and partners across Canada. Sorry, I've lost my, my mouse here.